Hello and welcome everybody to the official I made it to 300 subscribers show. We're going to have fun. It's going to be a short show. I do promise that it's going to be a short show, but I am so happy to be at 300 subscribers. I've been working on this a long time. I'm trying to bring up some of my links so we can get started. But like I said, I'm glad you could join me in this celebration. I wish I could play celebration music, but you all know YouTube doesn't like me. They make me, of course, we got a fire engine going down here. I'm just kind of waiting for this to go away. YouTube doesn't like me sharing videos, so there's that. So to continue to our next goal, we are now trying for 1,000. That's our next goal. Right now we are at, and of course I don't have my phone because literally I just got in the door like maybe 10 minutes ago, not even 10 minutes ago. I just kind of threw stuff on the couch to get started. But whatever 323 is minus 1,000, that's how far we're away. So hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that share button. Oh, 331. Thank you. I thought we had 333, but 331 is what we have now. So whatever 1,000 minus 331 is, that's what we're trying to make up. So what I'm trying to find is when I started this channel. And I'm going to find this because YouTube, they do one thing right. They do tell when a channel actually started. I promise you, I thought I had 333. So this channel began December the 1st, 2020. That's almost, so this will be almost our, 660. See, math is not my thing. Thank you, Justice for All National Party. Welcome. Welcome, Rude, by the way. Thank you very much. Welcome to Black Power Push. Thank you for that. Hello, cousin. How are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. So now that I know I need 669 for 1,000, hit that subscribe button, smash it, obliterate it, destroy it, beat it mercifully. We need 1,000 subscribers to get our show on. So I can't believe it's been that long. So I started this channel December 1st, 2020. I think we were still in the midst of what was going on in 2020. I think Biden had been elected president. Yeah, Biden had just been elected president. And I was upset about it because, I didn't know he was going to go all Genocide Joe. But we were still in like the midst of the pandemic. We had literally gotten our first and only, stimulus check. It was for 600 or was it for 1,400? I believe the check, now correct me, audience, because I see people watching, was the Biden stimulus check for 600 or was it 1,400? I think it was for 1,400 because what they were trying to pull was to say, because remember way back in July that year, Biden had promised in Georgia, if you vote for me, I promise I'm going to give you $2,000 checks, and then turned around and gave 1,400. Yep, he gave 1,400 because he was trying to say because Trump had given 600. Well, you already got part of your 2,000. Remember that he tried to pull that mess, And I was so frustrated that we were basically electing a segregationist to the White House. And I said, I got to do something. I got to do something. And I could not that now I'm starting to remember. I'm like, I started this because of, and what I'm trying to actually do is to go to my very, very first video. And I'm hoping this works. If it doesn't, then I'll have to do screenshots. But since they're my videos, YouTube shouldn't take them down. I'm literally trying to go to the very first video that I ever did. And I'm just waiting on it. Okay, so we're going to upload. Guys, it's almost been 5 years. They're making me do something else. Okay, so what I'm doing now, again, I forgot I had a copyright strike. I literally forgot that. We're gonna upload video. So what I'm trying to do is to see all the videos that I've created, and I haven't done this in so long that I have forgot. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh my gosh, guys. I have done 489 videos. 489. I'm still going, so I got quite a few pages to go here. Before I get to the very first video that I ever thought I was ever gonna produce. Then I'm gonna talk about what I had in mind for this channel and what this channel has actually become. So this it says that I didn't upload a video till April. So, well, I'll share some of the ones I like. So I'll Oh, thank you, Nelson, for reminding me. It was $1,400, and then we had to pay taxes on it. That is right. I forgot all about that. So when I first started this channel, I used to do movie reviews, and it was not. I realized going in, I'm like, oh no, Trey, you're not. I had that on my other Gmail account, so I'm not going to go back there. But I started out doing movie reviews, and I quickly realized this not your lane. You need to stay away from this. You need to back off and do something that you are more likely can succeed at. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to talk about. I'm just going to talk about politics. So I'm trying to find the very, very first one. I think I found it. It says here I didn't do my first video until December. That's not my first video because I have a video, but let me go here. I used to have a show called Tracy Takes On. And that's what I'm actually trying to find. And I'm like, okay, come on now. It was right there. I had Tracy Takes On. Then I had Mondays with Tracy. Then I had the Progressive Queens. Then I had Thursdays with Tracy. Then I had the Saturday show. Then I had Well, I had a lot of them. But let me just play a little portion of this one. So I'm trying to show you my movie review. Y'all gonna trip out on how I look. I had this really stupid idea that I should wear glasses when I do my podcast, and that way people would take me more serious. As you can see, I kind of dropped that idea because either you're gonna take me serious or you're not gonna take me serious. So when you see this video, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I'm not gonna play the whole thing, even though it's me in it. This is me reviewing the Star Wars Christmas movie or holiday movie because it's technically not about Christmas. So first of all, this is in my old apartment. This is in my old apartment that I was in. So yeah, I kept the tape in the bedroom thing. I kept that going. My lighting was not good. It has really improved. But this is one of the first ones I did. So let's just play this and see what I've learned. At the movies, and I'm back at it was called Tracy at the Movies. That's what I called it. My first podcast was called Tracy at the Movies. 2-week hiatus. Remember, I'm doing this every 2 weeks. Well, I just got finished watching a Star Wars holiday special, and I have a lot to say about this movie. How come I was so skinny, though? Look at how skinny I was. I think it was a TV special. So usually I say I'm going to go to my cheat sheet. Well, I'm totally going to rely on it because this movie had me all the way confused. So it came out in 1978. It takes place in the Star Wars universe. Of course, it was directed by Steve Binder. Like, why would you even want to credit your name to this? But it's supposed to be a spinoff set between the original movie and The Empire Strikes Back. So all the main people are in it, except for Billy D. Williams. But there's Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, the girl with the honey bun thing on her head. I can never think of her name. I know she's played by Carrie Fisher. I never can remember her name. And this is what I was. Now, keep in mind this, guys. I was not going live. I was doing these pre-tapes. So what I would do when my MacBook was working is I would tape on my MacBook and then upload my video. So I wasn't going live like I am now. So keep that in mind too. So like when I say I can't think of, there was like nobody in the audience to say, this is what you're talking about. Chewbacca, the little RD-D2 and the gold one. They're all in it. And I'm sorry, I can never remember their names just because I can't remember their names. So if I just call them something crazy, just please pardon me. Yeah, I would literally upload these. I really don't know what to say about this movie. It had literally everything. I couldn't decide whether it was a musical. There was a cartoon in it. There were references to the movie. Now, I've kept parts of this for the Saturday show, but I'm doing it more in topics. Apparently, Chewbacca's I'll let this play for another minute. Is horns to Diane Carroll. I mean, it just didn't make sense. I just don't know what to say about this movie. I'm trying to get my thoughts together, but it's literally all over the place. So the film follows Chewbacca's family. And apparently he has a wife, a little son, Chewbacca, a father-in-law, Chewbacca, and they celebrate this holiday called Light Day. Now, it's not Christmas. Thank goodness. Okay, so we're going to stop it right there. So, guys, that was one of my first videos. Oh, my goodness, have I come a long way. First of all, you see how grainy I was? Oh my goodness. I complain about lights and I do need new lights. I absolutely do need lights. Also, yes, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, everybody. This channel has come a long way. This channel has come a long way. It literally started out as me reviewing movies. And then I said, you know what? This isn't this not gonna be the life for me. I would just tell like the whole movie, just tell everything just from the start to the finish. And one person in the comment section was like, you know what, you're not good at this at all. Now they meant it as an insult. But I took it and said, you know what? That person's right. Do you know the names of the Star Wars characters now? No. I know there's the trash can, which is RDD2. And I'm not talking about like the spinoffs, like the newer ones. I don't know none of them. I think the one I said had the honey bun hair is Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Darth Vader, the little mentor person. Obi-Wan Kenobi. No, that's Darth Vader. Yeah, I only know like 4. I still don't know them. Isn't that sad? That's why I gave up movie reviews, because I was just like, that person that told me, yeah, you're not good at this, they were exactly right. They literally set me free to do what I'm doing now, more talking about current events. They did me a huge favor, huge favor. Because you have to realize sometimes you have to hear the hard truth. And I'm trying to get, so January 2021, between December and January, I came up with, hey, why don't I have my own show where I talk about politics? And so I came up with a show called Mondays with Tracy, which I retitled Tracy Takes On. It ran for like a year. I did that for like a year. And I'm trying to bring up that one to kind of share. And I had a different logo too. I've gone through like 4 or 5 logo changes. You'll see that I have like a you'll see it, because I'm going to share this one. And I'm not going to share every video, obviously, but again, now this one I took off the red headband, but look how grainy that is still. Like, right? To Tracy Takes On, the show that talks about all things political. I am joined, as usual, by my guest panelist, Charles. And I had guest panelists. So I would usually have like me and a couple other people on. And I'm not going to too much play this. We're a little short today, but we're going to just keep on pressing on. And so we're going to talk today about a couple of things that I wanted to get off. First off, I want to talk about, I call it a terrorist attack that took place a couple Wednesdays ago. The lone black, this was the January 6th. Okay, so the January 6th attacks had just taken place. I taped this on the 29th. Again, I used to pre-tape. I did not go live. I don't think I went live until 2020. Late 2023, I started going live. Trump supporter who protested is still in jail while his white counterparts have been released on bond. What do you make of that? I know I have my thoughts, but... And then I'm going to just kind of skip through this.
We're allowing a bunch of people to be immature children.
Exactly.
And it's costing lives. It's costing,
Yeah.
you know,
Y'all, I keep saying this. This channel, oh my gosh, I'm looking at this. This is like a terrible trip down memory lane. Um, we done come, this channel has come a long way. Um, yeah, I forgot that. See, I'm looking at these. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Then I had a show called The Progressive Queens. Now, this is where I started really hitting my stride. For about a year, maybe a year and a half, I would have on four different panelists, and we were all female. And don't ask me what not on today. It just fell off. It only lasted about a year and a half. Um, I'm trying to go to the page here and find the episodes, but I can't find what I'm looking for. But we did this channel has did a couple of things that um we've done game nights where I'll show that one. I do want to show. Nope. That's holiday edition. I didn't like that one. Guys, I'm going through like 400 videos here, so please be patient. I used to have Patreon exclusive episodes. This is one I'm particularly proud of. Yeah, this one. Okay, so on September the 25th, 2022, yeah, I'm skipping all around the place. This channel sponsored a Beat the Duopoly forum. Um, and basically, um, you know what? I'm trying to remember when my first live show was. I can't remember. I'm like, it's got to be like 2020, like late 2023, because I used to have like that little bird, that little duck, like in the corner, because I used to do free StreamYard, and then I was like, I'm tired of seeing this duck. I'm just gonna pay every month to take it away. I can't not remember the exact date. Um, um, that I went live. I know it was important because once I went live, I'm like, okay, this format I absolutely love. Um, it's like opening a photo album and seeing yourself when you're younger and inexperienced. You have come along. Thank you. But it is, this is like, oh, I remember this. I remember this. I remember this. I remember this. Um, okay, so I gotta pause this. Okay, so this form I'm particularly proud of. Because and I wanted to do it this year, but it's so hard to find people to come on to a show, to be in a panel and dedicate themselves every week to be a part of. People just don't want to do it. um I've had people literally drop out mid conversation. I've had people say I didn't have enough subscribers to for them to come on my show. But oh, wait a minute, hold on a second. Sorry, I had to get that hair in somewhat order. So let me see. Hold on a second. So Beat the Duopoly was September the 24th, 2022. So that's almost, well, that's 2.5, almost two, almost, well, it's not three because it's only February. So we're a couple of months away from being February. So what I did was I gathered greens and I think there was a libertarian. People's Party was on this panel, and we basically discussed destroying the duopoly. That was the goal. That was the mission. And I do want to play a long portion of this because, like I said, this is one of the few that I'm very, very proud of. And we'll just play this. And keep in mind this. I used to do this when I was paying for Microsoft Word before I discovered Google Docs. I would do this on like PowerPoint and then like save it, and then that would be my thumbnail. We're gonna just take it.
Party, but also that we left. So it's a combination there. They didn't want to put any skin in the game in terms of issue, candidate agreements or backing issues. They wanted those platitudes. But more importantly, when it came to experience and in-kind kind of donations or experience that we could give to that kind of movement, they didn't value that. They valued the almighty dollar is really what it comes down to. And they've got funders. RAM, Renew America movement has funders. SAM has funders. The Forward Party has some funders, and they've got people that are giving them some small donations. But that top-down approach, that established approach that I've seen is the fact that they've got nearly 36 national employees now. Do the math. That's going to eat up $3 to $4 million a year, if not more, in national staff. Now,
and this only got 25
They're going to get organized.
This makes me so angry sometimes. The views that I don't get.
But to come out of the gates and eating up probably 85 or 90%, or maybe all of the money annually that you're raising, in the hopes that you'll be able to hold enough people together to continue to raise that money, I'm not sure is going to work. I think it's too aggressive at that national staff level, and the way they're approaching it with the give us some time. I think both of those are going to be their undoing.
Well, and I to kind of move along, I wanted, again, I'm so glad I put this as tentative because another question just came to my mind. So most of the parties I'm seeing, the Alliance Party and the People's Party of Texas, are focused on local politics, which I think is great. I definitely think focusing on the local level is a great idea. Here comes the however portion of my concern. Well, I'm not concerned. People only come out usually to vote one time, and that's during the presidential election. That is still true. Now, everybody. We know we're not going to get on the debates because the League of Women Voters is garbage. We know we're not going to get in the media because they're not going to cover anybody. We know we're not going to get the money. However, and I want to hear from Kiko first, Sarah second. Nikki, you can chime in if you want to. Bill third, and then Athena, and then OC. Have we ever thought about the possibility of all the third parties, well, minus a few because some are a little bit to the right, and I'm like, I don't got time for that. But have we ever thought, gee, let's all come together, support one candidate, like all of us take all of our resources for this one presidential candidate and support that candidate. Now, locally, you can run people under the People's Party of Texas, the Yellow, Green, Blue Party, People's Party of Indiana, whatever you want to do. But I think a part of me thinks, well, why don't we just all come together, support one presidential candidate, and I'm specifically talking about president, and then maybe that could mobilize people? I don't know what the question is, but I'm thinking, why can't we combine our research just to take one candidate now, and say, you know what, that's the person. We're all going to support that person. We're going to rally for that person. I think that's a good way of doing it instead of the Reform Party running somebody, the Libertarians running somebody, the Greens running somebody. Like, okay, I get multiple candidates. I support it at the local level.
I'm just not sure if I support it at the natural.
Well, I do. I do now.
That's
I did
what I'm
when
struggling
I did.
with.
Yeah.
And anybody can just kind of jump.
Even though I did literally just assign. That's one of the forms that I was very, very proud of, because we had a good discussion. Like I mentioned, I've totally changed my mind on that issue, because I'm like, well, just get behind one candidate. And now I'm like, you know what? No, Europe has several candidates running under several parties. We know. We don't. No, 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 no. 4 years ago, Joe Biden was still president. I'm still trying to remember when my first live show was. I still can't remember that. I'm still sitting here trying to remember when was my first live show. I'm gonna bring this out because I forgot to put this. We only got 2 people registered for this, and I don't want to mention this. Okay, so I did not mention at the beginning of the show. I keep doing that with that hangout. Okay, so ignore the putting the words together, but the Saturday hangout, we meet once a month to discuss, debate, and organize. Register in advance for this meeting. There's the registration link. So far, only 2 people have registered for this event. We need, of course, more people. I'm just not letting anybody in. You must register. You must register for the event. I will not, under any circumstances, just put the link out there for anybody to get in. Please consider registering. It's only once a month. It follows the Justice is Here podcast once a month, every 4th Saturday. Register. Looking forward to that. But again, register, please. There's so many videos to go over. We did a murder mystery fundraiser that I did. And I podcasted that, although I'm not going to show that. I might show a little bit of it just to kind of change things up. I'll show you. I did a whole podcast called Tracy Buys a House. Now that one I'm going to show. This was Patreon exclusive. Okay, so I was in the process of buying my house, and I decided, hey, why don't I do a podcast talking about my experience of buying a house? I did about 6 episodes. And it was Patreon exclusive. Again, it wasn't any, and then I would just edit it, because when I had my MacBook, I could edit out a little portion and then just share a bit on the YouTube section. Like if I was just putting it on YouTube, you would see like maybe 5 minutes. But if you were my Patreon, you would see like the whole episode. So I did that. I'm trying to get to, wow, this is really aging me. I would go see different houses. Boy, I'm just sitting here like, wow. I don't even know what I was thinking on this one, right? And I noticed comments are falling off, so please put some comments in while I'm trying to find these little clips, because I need y'all help this episode. Like I said, let me go down here and share. And I'm still trying to think of when my first live show was. I cannot remember, but I know how I'm going to find out. I'll find that out here in a second. I just remember how I can find it out. Let me present, share my screen, do the patriotic school. And I will let you know, right? I would put Patreon exclusive. And then I would make it like, go ahead, might as well hit my own video.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, my hair was really long. Oh, my hair was long. This one, okay, so, okay.
Welcome to Tracy Buys a Home. This is my first episode. My name is Tracy, and this video is exclusively for the Patreon. And I will show maybe 45-second clips on my regular page. So
I turned it into 5 minutes.
Patreon,
oh my goodness, my hair is super long.
If you want to see the whole episode, definitely support my Patreon. The link is in the description section.
I think this is just me talking about. Yeah, let me stop sharing that, because that's just me talking about sharing my experiences. It's not me showing clips. I mean, that's not me showing clips. It's not me actually seeing the house and giving my first impressions. I'm trying to oh, this is the one I'm talking about. So January 27th, I said, hey, this channel needs to raise some money. I'm broke. I can't keep doing all this. I need better lights. So I had a fundraiser, and I might bring this one back if people say so. And I'm going to give you all the option here. I'm going to let you all decide, the ones of you who are watching. So I bought one of those murder mystery parties where you can do it online, and people would get their character assigned to them, right? So everybody would be playing a character, and we had a lot of fun until one of the people said, I think I did it. So let's watch. No, you know what? I'm going to take this back. I did this in celebration of my birthday. So I used to use my birthday to do fundraisers for the channel. Yeah, that's right. That's what I used to do. I'm like, yep. I'm trying to show as many as possible. I don't know what happened to the sound. Can you all hear me?
Miles Randolph was a ruthless cheapskate who loathed everyone in the town of Pinewood Lane. A miserly outsider, Mr. Randolph only left his mansion to run his toy factory, Randolph Toys Incorporated, which was the largest producer of toys in the world. Miles spent his life amassing his fortune.
If you want to know how to host a virtual mystery party, it is a lot of fun, but you got to have people that are just dedicated
Miles
to it.
Randolph's body was found this morning by the staff of his estate. The crime scene was made to appear as if he died from natural causes, but the clever homicide detectives of Pinewood Landing caught on to it. The question is not if he was murdered, but rather who could have pulled off such a crime. Is the killer an employee of the toy factory? A family member, the butler, or
So we're going to, and if you look, so you can see, like, look.
And one of you did it.
So
I
I'm
am
playing Dr.
determined that I'm gonna
Detective Willie
figure out
Shoe.
who did it. As the leading detective in Pines in the city, it's my duty to find out which one of you low-life people, you low-life scuzzbug, you piece of garbage person took the life of Miles Randolph. All of you are suspects, so none of you are innocent. Each of you had a reason to kill Miles.
I put
But
on
since
some
you
weight
all
there. I was pretty chunky there.
claim you don't know each other, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves. I'll start off with Miles' trusted driver.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Rogue Metz. I have been a faithful driver for Miles Randolph.
And people actually pay
5
you
years.
to come in here.
I am married, have a baby girl, 6 months old.
Yeah, we're gonna get to I think I did it. My cousin
Title
came
of the
in.
doctor, and we question it. I'm just part of that group.
Hartley, are you ready to introduce yourself?
My name is Hartley Hines. Miles was my cousin. I am the youngest of 3 boys.
The fact that I got people to get on here, change their
Um,
Zoom name to like the
I'm a
characters.
humanitarian who organized with receiving pay such as Quince Jones Blindness Foundation, Safe Water, people against parasites, people against mistreatment of animals,
And then each time I'm
Bag.
just kind of
And the teacup.
Mm-hmm.
And Miles's fingerprints were only on the teacup. I have dusted fingerprints all over the mansion and didn't find
some people
any fingerprints
brought their A
that weren't
game.
to be found to be unusual. That's what Hartley sounds like.
Look, I already been kicked out of his office one time and escorted back to my floor and everything else. So obviously it's unproven that I
So
was
you two
afraid
had
to
an
talk to
altercation
him.
before. So you two had an altercation,
Yeah, I ain't like him. He ain't like me.
but you were
I definitely don't like his lawyer.
This was
Oh, the
really
mystery.
fun. This was a lot of
The
fun.
police are
But
waiting.
boy, was I chunky.
And now I'm gonna give you some answers to the puzzles. And for those of you that doubted that Detective Willie Shoe, is the smartest detective that there ever was, ever will be,
I doubt it.
ever is, you will now know that she is the greatest of all time.
Let's
She,
go, Hong Kong Fooey.
Before the person gets away.
Yeah, because they're already gone now. Because she
no, they're still in the room. They are still in the
This
room.
is when I reveal who did it.
So we're gonna look at the to-do list, or and we'll tell you what it is. So, okay, hold on just a moment. And I brought up the wrong thing.
You got to be really dedicated to do
Here it
this.
is. I will read the answers because I cannot share 2 screens at once, unfortunately. They didn't give me, a great detective, a large computer. They just gave me whatever they had on hand. So I will share my screen and share the answers. This was the first list. The numbers that confused Hartley because he said he didn't even know what these numbers meant.
It says Fire Hartley, the first set of numbers.
That is correct. So, the coordinates in green, this row right here, this role right here. I wait a minute.
Boy, I'm getting over how
Are
cheap
saying
it-
block the DNA test. Now, why would somebody deny their father, become his attorney once you block the DNA test? But there was another clue. If you look down here, and it said on the second page, which I will not bring up, that on the don't forget notes in round 2, the line says many of life's problems are solved by reading. This is a clue. Shade is going to tell us who he thinks did it.
I'm trying
He must name one person and give a clear motive about why he thinks that one person did it.
Well, I believe it was Hartley.
Oh, this dude right
He
here.
was going to be
I
fired.
used to go to high school with this guy. We still keep in touch. He brought his British accent to the table. Dude, he went all in on his character.
All his dreams were going to go away. So, of course, he took out his begrudged sibling.
And we
He
gonna,
did.
Hold on, I'm trying to fix my camera.
Brighton can't figure out how to fix her camera.
Oh, likely story.
Tracy, Detective Willie, did you do something to my camera?
No. You can just go ahead and speak who you think did it. We can hear you just fine. I have been called a fake sheriff, and I don't appreciate it.
Well, we were called some names too, detective. If you was on your job, we would have had this discussion.
We were called stupid.
That's Willie.
Willie, who did it then?
Well, I had to give Brighton her chance to say and make it quick because I got the police coming outside. I called the police and they're outside waiting to get the killer. You might have thought Hartley did it, but Hartley never went to the mansion. Otto Lovejoy was a good person of interest, but again, Adi never stepped foot on the property. Shade Hiscock was too obvious. Nobody would think that that sickhead would leave a trail of clues, so Shade rules out. I can see a couple of other good guesses, but if you selected Rogue, you are correct. Rogue killed Miles. And how did Rogue do it? Rogue is a genius.
Can I offer you some calming cinnamon tea, detective?
No, Rogue, we don't want any of your tea ever. Rogue.
yeah. And some of these people, I'm gonna stop sharing this one. Some of these people took their roles and just ran with them. Put your comments in. This is where I'm curious at because comments have kind of died down and I'm trying to get them back up. So since I see people watching, would you all be interested in doing something similar where I pick another murder mystery? We go into a Zoom room, we play different characters. If you are, type yes. If you think no, this is a stupid idea, type in no. So if you want to do a murder mystery virtual game, type yes. And if you want to not do it, press no. I'm about to answer Rude by the Way's question about when I went live. When I first went live, I went live the very first. Oh, I've done quite a few. Let me see. let's see. I went live on, well, shoot, this is still going. It had, okay, so I'm wrong. I went live well before. Oh shoot, I was back live in I was live in, okay, so I went live June the 7th. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, June the 7th, 2021. That is when I first went live. June the 7th, 2021. I thought it was a couple years ago. I mean, it was a couple years ago, but I thought, oh, it was late 2023. I've had a whole series of guests on this show. I've had candidates on this show that talked about tyranny, wanted to be a dictator. I've gotten into arguments with guests, because it's only one that I've ever gotten into an argument with. I've had times when I've just said, I'm walking. I'm literally trying to find something before I get to the podcast that kind of turned it around for me. Well, let's see. Yep, I had Thursdays with Tracy, which we're still going to be. Tracy Takes On. Game night was kind of fun. I'll show you guys the difference between having paid. Okay, now I wasn't always on. Okay, so I wasn't always on StreamYard. I used to be on Restream, because they had a free one. So, but I'm still counting it as live because it was live. My goodness. Remember my poll question, everybody? Nobody's answering so far. If you want to do a virtual murder mystery game, type yes. And if you don't want to, press no. Because it's going to be up to you all. And if there's no answer, I'll literally flip a coin. And I'm not going to use that one. Okay, so by this time I did have a Twitch channel, but I'm not going to show that one. I'm trying to think of when I went live on StreamYard. Because that has to be like 2 years. I was using Restream for a long time because it was free. But trying not to hold y'all up too long. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to go back and find the very, 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 very first episode of the podcast that made the difference, or the podcast that most of you know me for. I'll put it that way. I will put it that way. Let me go live. Because there is a Okay, so I did the best of Schoolhouse Rocks. I did 20 useless superheroes and their sidekicks. Of course, I did the Tracy show where I would bring on third-party candidates. I did a Halloween show. Here it is. So many. With respect to all your guests, the best guest I've ever seen on your podcast is Cornel West. Thank you. But you didn't answer the question. Do you want a murder mystery virtual game or not? No, I'm joking. But still answer yes or no so I know whether because I kind of want to do it, but I don't want to do it if nobody's going to show up. And I would make it free. I wouldn't do it to raise money, even though this channel does desperately need money. So in 2023, Dr. Cornel West announced that he was going to run for president. I knew I was in. And about 10 seconds later, I said, I've got to do a podcast. And so I decided to start a podcast called, and I'm going to get the name of it right because I've called it everything but the wrong thing. Congratulations, 47th President of the United States, Dr. Cornel West. This podcast literally is where I know most people from. It's the podcast that's got me on this trajectory of, okay, so Nelson is saying no. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's a vote for no. Although it's a lot of fun. It's a whole lot of fun, but understand I asked for the vote. I'm gonna take yours. So we got a no vote going out there. So that means probably not because the other people watching haven't said anything. But anyway, back to where I decided. So I decided, how was it that I was going to help the campaign? So we got 2 no's. Y'all know we had a lot of fun. That's all I'm going to say. We had a lot of fun doing it. So I did a podcast called Congratulations to Dr. Cornel. Congratulations to the 47th President of the United States, Dr. Cornel West. And I would do that podcast every 3rd Saturday. And I started the very first episode September. I think this is September the 23rd, 2023. I mean, this is an old one. This is an old one. You can tell because I used the old when this is when Dr. West was still with the Green Party. Very first episode. Pretty much this is where everybody knows me from. That podcast is the reason that I'm up to 331. It's literally the reason why I'm at 300. It's the podcast everybody knows me for. You all seem to like it or liked it because it's no longer in existence. But then I did the first I'll tell you what I learned in doing it. So we definitely gonna play this, and this will probably be the last one. I don't think I did this one live either. I think I pre-taped it because I thought it was just gonna be me talking by myself. But we're gonna realize real quick in this, and I'm not gonna play all of it. I'm just gonna play like maybe 5 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I was gonna say 5. So
hello, everybody. It's me, Tracy, and I want to welcome everyone to the very, very first episode of, and you can see in the title, but it's cut off, so I will give you the title. It's Congratulations to the 47th President of the United States, Cornel West. I just got a notification that threw me off, but normally I would tell you all to subscribe, but I'm not going to do that today. So today it's just all about
okay. So what I used to do is I would never make it about my channel. I would just make it all about focusing on the West campaign. And so I would never ask people to I clicked that link. I didn't mean to. Just go to the page, and I kind of explained it there, but didn't do a really good job. So let's go.
West24.org, learn about the campaign. The platform is there. The shop button is there. That's where I got this t-shirt from. So I'm gonna try to keep this short.
I'd be lying. When I say I'm gonna keep something short, I'd be straight up lying.
I petitioned for the first. I gathered signatures today. That was unique. I did that today. I am also going to talk about, of course, why I support Dr. West. Then I'm going to talk about future shows. So those 3 things I'll talk about. Like I said, this will be the only website that you'll see on this type of, on this show in particular, in this show only. You won't see any of my things. I had a link down here to my site, but I'm not going to show it. So just go to that website. So I gathered petitions today, and it's different. So I've worked political campaigns before.
Okay, this one I'm just talking about nothing there.
I've told this story about why I'm petitioning here in Indiana so hard. Independent candidates for president have to come up with 37,000 signatures.
Okay, this means.
But I'm going to do this the 3rd Saturday of every month. I will get on.
Okay, this is where I start talking about the future. Now, listen, y'all that's on here that's watched the show, it changed a little bit from what I'm about to say.
Now, if you're just, you have a website and you don't take any type of money, okay, then I'm okay with you running to raise awareness to an issue. But for you to take money from contributors and you don't want to win, you just want to bring this issue to light, I'm just not for it. I never would have started this podcast if I thought, Dr. West, if he just gets 5%, no, we need him from the, I'm going to say 6% that he's at right now to 20, so that he can get on the debate stage, because
that didn't happen either.
He gets on the debate stage, it's over. The whole thing is over. Trump can go home if he's not in prison. Biden can go home. This whole thing can be done with and finished with. So that's the next phase. Not only gathering signatures, but trying to get, I was about to say President West. Well, that's the goal of this podcast. But to get West, past the goal line in terms of winning and actually putting his agenda forth. So like I said, this is going to be a very, very, very short podcast because
okay, so again, look how chunky I am. I am real chunky on some of these.
I don't want to just ramble on. So in the next couple of months, and I'm saying months because this podcast only airs on the 3rd Saturday of each month.
Well, see, that was a lot right there. That's what we thought was going to happen, but that didn't happen.
It does not air every week. I'm not going to do this every week, but I'm going to do this the third Saturday of every month. I will get on, and hopefully I'll be talking to a supporter of Dr. West, and we'll discuss several issues. But like I said, wait a minute. So we got Parker in the house. Hello, Parker. I was just about to say goodbye, everybody. So I'll be trying to interview
So I did do
some
this
people
live.
that support Dr. West, and then hopefully we'll get to say congratulations, 47th President of the United States, Cornel West. This situation is dire. And I think people know that, but they don't want to admit that. My challenge would be to ask yourself, how far have you come since both of these administrations took office? You had one president say that, Muslims aren't welcome here, which is terrible, disgusting, atrocious. Then you had another one that continued his policies of caging children, putting children in cages, separating children from their families, kicking people off unemployment. No target. You will not offend me if you don't watch the beginning, because I'm really on struggle street. I was telling the audience that petition gathering is not for the weak at heart.
It's not.
You've got to really, really be for a candidate. I know when I was younger, I worked political campaigns, but that was just for an established candidate, and they had enough volunteers where it just wasn't so stressful. This was just like, oh my goodness. I stood up for what seemed like all day, but I didn't. And it was just, I'm like, my legs hurt, my back hurts, my side hurts. We've got to get 37,000 really, really quickly.
We didn't even get 8,000.
I'll tell you what, I'm worn out. This was a day that I'm glad, like I said at the beginning, I'm glad that I did it, and I'm going to do it again. But my goodness, we've got to do something, because what we're doing now is not working. It's not. And I wish that people would look at that. I feel one obstacle is when people want to overemphasize online drama among leftist people related. You know what, Parker, I'm glad you said that. Some of those people are trolls. They have to be. You had people, there has been a drama about the past couple of weeks. There was the Jimmy Dore drama, which that was so. He didn't say what Jimmy Dore wanted, and so they were gonna not support him. This week's drama, he hired, or the campaign hired Peter Dow, Hillary Clinton's former campaign manager. It's like, people on the left, we need to get our stuff together. I don't, either you're for Dr. West or you are not. If that's,
oh my God,
I do have enough sense to know that there are some things that only come through legislation. And those things that only come through legislation.
So I'm gonna cut that off, guys, because I didn't realize I was an hour. This channel has come a long way. If you watch that very, very first episode, that's the podcast that took me. Before I did that podcast, I was stuck at like 123. It took me years to get to 100. It took me months to get to 50. It took me like maybe 9 months to get to 50. Then I got to 100. I was stuck at 123 for like a year and a half. And that podcast by itself took me to 300 and 31 what we have now. It's the podcast you all know me from, but that podcast had to go away, right? And now we're in Justice for Here. Justice is Here podcast, which is a continuation of the first one. There were some things that I didn't get to do with this channel that I wanted to do. I wanted to do a scripted series. That is a lot of work and a lot of money. And I think possibly not in my lane right now. Concentrating on getting us out of the two-party system is now more my focus. And I believe the Justice for All Party is the way to do that. This has been I don't want to say a treat because that just sounds so simple, but this has been eye-opening to see where this channel has come from. The problem was, as you were commenting yourself fully to cause, if I could read, the problem was that as you were committing yourself fully to the cause, there were other Black-owned podcasters who were ignoring Dr. West and downgrading him. There was no real solidarity. Absolutely. That was a huge problem. I just want, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry when I start this. I want to thank you all for watching. Today, next week, in the past, some of the work I have produced, I'm just ashamed to even admit that I did it. I don't think I brought my best. I struggle with, why don't people like me? Why don't anybody subscribe? But I know at the core, there are some of you that absolutely support me. And I absolutely appreciate that. I appreciate you, Jesse. I appreciate you, Nelson. I appreciate you, Ruth, by the way. I appreciate, those are three I can name that I can count on at least one of you tuning in when I go live. And it's appreciated and it's needed because it's tiring to always tell the truth, but there's no other option. And we have to keep our eyes focused on the prize. And the prize is to lift people out of poverty, to have no more wars, et cetera, et cetera. Your support of me means everything to me. This is one of the few things that I believe that I have gotten right, that I have full confidence in. Now, I may not believe my ability to be a great communicator, but I know what I'm saying. There's at least 3 people that I know are like, yep, you're exactly right. And that makes me feel so much better. Again, it just, thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being there when I was just like, I cannot. When I had to jump in and go live by myself, which I'm still learning to do, trying to learn how to go live by myself and not have someone to always crutch and do an interview with. Even though I love doing interviews, I really, really do. I see them more as conversations. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for your honesty. Even though I personally wanted to do the murder mystery party, that's okay. I asked for votes. You gave me the votes, and that's what I asked for. That's what you did, and that's what I appreciate. You're not afraid to share your opinions. You definitely correct me when I'm wrong, which I always appreciate. But I'm trying to give some of you all some room to comment before I head out. It's been a joy. every interview I've done, I've learned something. I've interviewed 9 presidential candidates. Yes, I've actually interviewed 9 presidential candidates. I never thought, I never thought when I started this channel, because, the pandemic had hit, and I'm like, well, I might as well just talk. That's literally was my thought. And I was upset that segregationist Joe was in office. I never thought that would lead to this. I never thought I would meet the people I've met, talk to the people I've met, meet so many cousins. We're at 331. We're going to hit 1,000. We are absolutely, positively going to hit 1,000. No doubt about it. But I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for your support. Keep supporting. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Remember that the Saturday Hangout is starting March, and I did not put that date down. It's starting March the 22nd, 2025. And it will be the 4th Saturday of each month. We will discuss, we will debate, we will organize. Very important that we start to organize. We have to be organized to succeed. So join us in that discussion, and I'll kind of lay out what I have in mind, and we can discuss whether that's good or bad or whatever, what have you. Again, I keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you. But Tuesday we will be back. Tuesday at 7. I'll be back. I'm telling you now. I said I wasn't gonna. I told Dr. West I would talk about the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna do that today. But Tuesday, Tuesday, I'm gonna talk about the Super Bowl. I know it's been a couple weeks, whatever. I'm still gonna talk about it. So we'll be back Tuesday. Saturday, we'll do the Saturday show at 2:00. Hopefully, again, be on time this time. And I'm going to actually let Nelson have the last word on this. We appreciate and thank you for all your work and commitment. Progressives never give up, never surrender. So with that, have a fantastic evening. I will see you Tuesday at 7 p.m. We're going to have fun. We're going to hit 1,000. We're going to make an impact. We are in this thing to win this thing. Everybody in, nobody out. Thank you. Have a fantastic evening.